Okay, I just wanted to say in life, if I'm meant to be a hermit or a loner, I can do extraordinary things as a loner. I've been thinking about, circumnavigating the earth. There's a guy named Sergei something. Um, he circumnavigated the whole planet in a 12-foot boat. It was a 12-foot yacht. And he made a sailboat that was 10 feet, 12 foot long. And he went around the globe in it in 1984 to 1987. You'll have to look this up, you all. So I just, as a loner, a person that can never really fit in with people, I can be a loner, but I can do extraordinary things as a loner by dreaming my dreams. That when I'm by myself, it seems like I can dream my dreams. But the people and the need of the people to make me try to be some like everybody else in the struggle, the social drama, it just somehow stifles my own creativity. So what I like to do is be alone so I won't have stifle my creativity. And by the way, here's another thing I made. This is it's what you call a come on, help me out. It's to put spices on a spice rack. So I put my spice rack up here, and I've got my other rack here. I got my model of my truck camper here. See, I made both of these cabinets. Here are my little camper salt and pepper shakers my mom gave me. And my dish soap. And I repaired that part of the wall there, and I'm going to repaint that blue. But anyway, yeah, just sometimes as a person, you got to admit, you're different. Created different. I believe in God. Created different. That's what we are. Sometimes people, I was born into the body I was born into, and I have to be in that body. So I realize that what other people are and what other people look like or do, they are what they are, but I was born into the body that I have. And I live with that. I accept that, and just be able to live life and to be able to be, I think in a way it was meant for me to be a loner, to be alone in life, and that I can just do things that I believe are good for me to do, like living in an RV. And that, people think that bigger RVs are better. And for some people need all the space of a bigger RV. And I think of the guy that circumnavigated the entire planet Earth in a 12-foot yacht, just big enough for him to be in, one person. And there are boat planes you can get for a 10-foot boat, and it's built to be able to cross the ocean. And there was somebody that had like a 5-foot long, 5 foot 4-inch long sailboat that they used to cross the Atlantic. They crossed the Atlantic in a 5-foot long boat. And there was even somebody that had a stand-up boat, one of these stand-up boats that you stand up on, almost like a snow skier, but it's like a boat. They stand up on that's trying to go across the Atlantic with it. So, just in an RV, a truck camper is big enough to live in, As a Class B camper van or a truck camper is big enough for a person to live in. You can live in a truck camper. You can live in a Class B camper van. Anyone else, and I've been watching Totally Transparent into you, that a truck camper is big enough to live in. And if you like truck campers, you like your truck camper, you should keep your truck camper and find a way to fix it up, Because, you're new to this whole thing, but if you like your truck camper, you should keep your truck camper if you like it. So, or your Class B camper van or what anybody else has. I think this porch light looks kind of interesting. So, but anyway, just we need to be what we are as people. There, it kind of has an eerie light, kind of a white light. I love these new lights. They're dim, but they're perfect for boondocking, They're perfect for boondocking. Because, when it's dark outside, you don't want in a parking lot or wherever you're boondocking, you don't want people to know you're in your camper, So I love the white light, the bluish white light. If I could get some bluish looking lights, I would. But the whole point of it was just, this is big enough. You can find extra places to store stuff and put stuff in your RV. Shelves in the kitchen and different places to store stuff, and just as people, just to be what we are, and don't let other people pressure us to be what we're not, Don't let other people pressure us to be what we're not. We need to just, everybody has a gift in life, and everybody has something to offer and to be able to do with their lives. And you just need to be able to do what you can do and offer the world, and what you have to offer the world, and to do extraordinary things, whether it's socially with other people, and that's not me. Socially with other people is just not me. As a little child, a tiny little child, even when I went to preschool in 1978 or whatever year that was, even then I just, with a big group of kids in a public place, in a preschool, I didn't want to be around other kids. I loved being with my parents. I loved being out on my grandparents' farm. But, those are the things I love to do, and it's still the way I am, after almost, 45 years later, 44, 2 years, however many years later, I'm still that person. I still just like to go my own way. Just the MGTOW, men going their own way, but TTOW, transgenders going their own way, or people going their own way, Whatever we are, whoever we are, we're going our own way sometimes. Sometimes we just need to break away from the herd, and go our own way. And I think that's the message, here is that. We just need to go our own way and don't let other be unfettered, free. People that feel the need to, be able to do what everybody else is doing, good for them, but some people just have to come out from the herd and they have to do their own thing and be their own person, That's what we need to do sometimes. So I just thought about that, and I can read. That's something I can do in a tiny space like a truck camper. I can't do a lot of hobbies and stuff like that, but I can read. I'm getting ready to redo my seat, upholster my seats when the people send me when they send me my new buttons. These buttons have to be replaced. I have to go with new buttons. See the button on the upholstery? Oh, sorry. The button on the upholstery has to be replaced. I have to use new ones. With Self Fabric, that's the last thing I have to get through the mail is that, and then I can start reupholstering these seats. But yeah, just like the guy in the 12-foot boat, Or, I'll tell you, and you can look some of these people up. That's your homework assignment. There's a guy that in the World War II that ran from the military. His name was, the Hermit of Gully Lake in Canada. He built a tiny 8-foot by 5 foot, or 8-foot by 6-foot log cabin in the woods, and I don't even think it was very tall. It was just a box, but it was a log cabin in the middle of the woods, and he lived there for all his life. And then, I know that street life, I told him, he's in Maine, and I told him, hey, do you remember Christopher Knight, the North Pond hermit that would steal to survive and lived in the woods for 27 years? Somebody wrote a song about him. They don't know what the North Pond hermit knows. And things like that. And so, he had heard about the North Pond hermit. So many hermits and so many cool people that have done so many cool things. And I thought about and then it wasn't really a hermit, but in North Carolina, he was the hermit of Fort Fisher Hermit. And I listened to a story about him. So, and then there's the Hermit of Manana. He had a boat, and he had a schooner or some kind of a boat, and he went up in New England somewhere onto an island, and he built some shacks. He built a big shack, and he would always build onto his shack. And that reminds me of my shack in the backyard right behind my camper here. See, you can see my shack. And I'll tell you about the shack later on.